You ready, Daddy?
I'm ready, Daddy girl. Let's get him.
What's up, family? Welcome to the Sho Nuff. I'm your host, Coach Mo. The Sho Nuff is a gathering place where I welcome people from all backgrounds to feel free to exchange ideas and information. From interviews and guests and different segments of the show, the goal is for everyone to learn something new each ride. We focus on a variety of topics from sports, music, entertainment, health and fitness, history, and current events. And I always welcome feedback. So with no further ado, what's up, family? It's your boy, Coach Mo, back with JD, bringing you the Sho Nuff. I know it's been gone for a while, y'all. Basketball season is over with. High school basketball season is over with. JD got time. Your boy, Coach Mo, got time. And the reality is this. There's a void out there in the sports world with all the podcasts and everything that's going on. There's no one that brings it to you the way me and Jerome do. And from just listening and studying different podcasts, we both come to that realization, y'all need us. And we're going to give it to you. And we're going to try to keep this consistent, hard-hitting, and we're going to tweak some things and try to make it better for you. But at the end of the day, we know we can provide y'all with some quality entertainment. We're going to have some fun, and that y'all going to like. And we don't see nobody else bringing it to y'all the way that we do. So we're going to jump right into it. Young Ron, say what's up to the family.
What's going on, y'all? He liked to be a little bit more professional than me. When he on the camera, when I tell y'all that we are 2 hours late, we're 2 hours late. This is supposed to be done. This is 2:06 Central Standard Time. This is supposed to start at 12. Yeah.
Oh, we're going to get past that, y'all. So anyway, let's jump right into the NBA. I'm going to go first, man. The biggest shock to me, Rome, is my Detroit Pistons. I'll be honest with you, up until this year, I've been pretty disappointed with 𝐀𝐫𝐭𝐒𝐿. And drafting him number one before this year, which is his fourth year, to me, and you can attest to this, he did not look like a franchise centerpiece. And I was constantly asking you, man, like, dude, I'm like, this ain't looking like the guy. Like, just far too often. I expected him to come in, not necessarily dominate, man. That wasn't my expectation. He a young player. He got to learn the ropes. But, for example, Victor Wembanyama, and he's a generational player. I get it. It took me about maybe 10, 11 games where I was like, okay, this is a dude that you can build a franchise around. Through 3 years of Cade, one of them was injured. I never said that about Cade. I never said it. He never showed me that he was a franchise centerpiece. Now Rome was a bigger fan and more knowledgeable of him than I was in college. From the club circuit at EYBL, playing at Montverde, to going to Oklahoma State, he was more knowledgeable of him. And he was telling me all the time he still thought he had it in him. And I'm coming like, dog, you using the force because he ain't showing me on the court. With that being said, this year Cade took a major step forward in becoming a franchise centerpiece and elevating the whole franchise. Firing Monty Williams, which me and you both agree with, was probably step number one to getting the organization in the right position to move forward. And I feel mixed emotions for Troy Weaver. I'm a fan of Troy Weaver. His draft picks now are what's panning out for the Pistons. But the 14-68 record, unfortunately, somebody got to get fired for that. That's just the reality of it. And Tom Gores, who hasn't taken the Pistons serious once, that's the owner who lives in California. He never took the organization serious. And last year, the debacle of going 14-68 and basically being the laughing stock of the NBA finally moved him to make some real personnel moves. Firing the general manager, Troy Weaver, replacing him with Trajan Landon, and then Trajan Landon coming in, analyzing Monty Williams for about 3 weeks and then fire him as well. And we owed Monty, and we're still paying him. I think he signed a 6-year deal. We still owe him 5 more years at about 13 per. And that was a big move for Trajan. That was a big move for Gores to say we're going to fire him and move forward. So firing Troy Weaver, firing Monty Williams, bringing in his son, JB Bickerstaff, and then signing some quality vets really set the organization in the right way going forward. Rome, did you see this success coming like this before the season?
Well, I'm gonna go back to something you said. I didn't want to cut you off, but you said that you could see it with Victor, and I think Vic is a generational player, and I've been high on him for a long time. But I also think if you trade spots and put K in San Antonio's infrastructure with everything being stable, I think you would have seen that K was ready in the same way. Like in the place the Pistons were in, that K got drafted into, like it took a long route to kind of fix that. And Troy was trying to, which is a tactic. A lot of people don't agree with it, but stack high lottery picks to try and, because I fully believe they wasted that 1 year before last year. It was year before last. When they set Cade out and he had the shin injury.
Right. And he had surgery.
I never heard of that being a full year injury. So Troy's tactic was, I'm gonna get these picks, and the pick was Victor Wembanyama. So I think that it just took time to get stable, and I just think that at this stage, I don't know the reason behind it, and I may be wrong, but for me, Monty Williams was like a con artist. I think that he 100% was like, I'm not gonna turn down this guaranteed money once I sign. I get all of it, whether I work, it's got to be like malpractice or I get fired for like calls or something like that to get anything less. And I just think that he just wasted a year of y'all life. And last year was terrible. I mean, he was starting Killian Hayes over Jaden Ivey most of the year. Jaden Ivey come back this year, and now he's proven that he's going to be at least a 10-year NBA player.
Right.
And you made a couple more picks or whatever, but K is that guy, man. Like K all through his high school, he was the guy. He's got the size, the requisite skill. He can score, pass, rebound, assist. He can defend when super motivated and locked in. Like, he's not a guy you're gonna come down and say, okay, we about to attack K for this 4-minute stretch in a quarter to try to get the lead. Like, nah, like, I mean, he might not be like an all defensive guy, but he's not a negative defensive guy. Yeah,
no, he's engaged.
The Pistons turning around, much to my annoyance, in my daily life. Like, listen. I know, and we're trying to do show, like, and we're gonna find the speed with this. Our conversations on the phone are always what people want the insight to. So I'm gonna try to keep steering it back to that as much as possible. Our group message, like our core group message, is filled with like
fraud.
That's across the board. That's across the board. It's some level of fraud with everybody there. And I'm talking about myself too. But we got like 9 Pistons fans in there out of like 15 people. So it's like they've been waiting on this for so long. And part of me is happy because these are like my brothers. But the other side of me is like, I got to hear this every day. And it's annoying. It is annoying. It's every day. And the best part about it is when they lose, the office is closed early. When they lose, the messages, we don't get NBA updates. We don't get these highlights. We don't get talking about beef stews all defensive team. We don't get that. We don't get those at night.
It goes pretty quiet. When the Pistons lose.
Yeah. No, I mean, I and they're in a great spot. You got the superstar, and I just think it's time, like in the next, like see what happens in this playoffs. See if you can win a series. See how many games you can push a team to. Being a lower seed, I'm never upset when a lower seed loses a playoff series.
Correct, because it happens.
You can be mad at the regular season of a lower seed, like a team that's projected to be top 3 and they end up in the play-in. that's a different conversation. But on a team overachieved like the Pistons have, they tripled their win total, I believe, from last
Yes,
year.
yes, yes,
Can't be
yes.
mad at that. You can't be mad if
No,
they lose in the first round.
no. Again, and me and you, and again, what we're going to try to do with this is, me and Jerome have phone conversations daily about, oh my God, everything under the sun. And so again, we're going to try to take this as professionally as we can, to take our phone conversations to this vlog podcast, and to give y'all the real energy of how we talk to each other and what we talk about day to day. And we talk about the Pistons a lot. And again, like you said, if we lose in the first round as a lower seed, it's a successful year. Now, what I'm looking for is, and this is K's first go round, the team's first go round. I'm just looking like, I want Cade to look like at least the second best player. Like, to me, even if we get swept, this will be a successful season for the Pistons. No question about it. However, it's hard for me to accept we being swept, and then we got to keep all these pieces together, and this is going to be a championship core. So, me
It's
and
a
you talk.
measuring stick to where we got to go, where you had
Yes,
to go next, right? Like,
perfect,
how far
perfect.
behind are we? You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? Like,
yes,
is it a 7-game series, and down to the wire, and if we had a play or two here, and we really needed that game 5 in New York. If we got that one, then it's a different series, and that's a totally different conversation. If it's a sweep, then you're looking at like, we got to really bolster, or we say the interesting part is what they do with the Ivy Durant extension this year. Like,
yes, yes. So
you're
for the
yeah,
record, people got to understand this. I apologize for cutting you out. We do this to each other on the
nothing
phone
good.
all the time. But the reality is, me and you both talked about this. Jalen Duren and Jaden Ivey are both third-year players that are eligible for a contract extension off their rookie deals this summer. Typically, what happens for players in this position, the team gives them the full rookie max salary. So Jalen Duren and Jaden Ivey are both eligible for that. Now, it's going to be tough to see. They offered Jaden Ivey the full max, considering he had a serious injury that set him out of like 50 games. So it's interesting to see. And the real interesting caveat is, and me and you talked about this, the fact that the Pistons are actually better since Jaden Ivey been hurt. Make it be clear. I want to trade Jaden Ivey. I'm a Jaden Ivey fan. I
Me
love him
too.
to death. He can play. He's going to be a 10-year player in this league. I think he's going to be an all-star. That's how I think of him. The reality is this. For the Pistons to take the next jump, Cade needs a number 2. We don't have a number 2 on the roster right now. Now, it's debatable. I don't think it's true, but it's debatable. Maybe Jaden Ivey, maybe Jalen Duren can develop it to a number 2. Right now, there's no number 2 on the team. Malik Beasley is the closest thing we got to a number 2, and he's a 6-man. So my thing is let's trade Jaden Ivey, put together some type of package to go get a number 2. Because a number 2 is going to be traded every year. And I just think for the Pistons to take the next jump, we got to get Cade a number 2. Now,
Well,
if we
and that's the thing. So what kind of number 2? So they're in a very interesting spot where, like, Jimmy Butler was a number 2 that was available. Jimmy Butler doesn't fit the Pistons timeline.
no,
Right.
he's
So
ready to win
it's not
right
just
now.
getting any number 2, right?
Correct.
He's ready
That is
right
correct.
now. Go to state, grab him right now. We ready to go. Pistons got to get somebody of a decent age, and preferably already paid. Preferably
Yes.
already paid. Now,
Yes.
that's where it gets tricky, because who was the guy? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
who's the guy
Right.
out there? And
Right.
I understand, some of our Pistons fans are like, well, yo, let's wait, let's see what the guys are developing into. And I think that's a viable route. Like, I'm not here to necessarily poo-poo on that, but like, you don't see that often where in-house this is grown and it becomes, a championship team through 100% of the draft. Like, San
Right.
Antonio
Right.
did it, Golden State did it, the Bulls did it, and that's about it.
Yeah, it doesn't
Everybody
happen
else has
often.
had to make moves. and multiple
Yes.
moves, not
Yes.
just big moves, not just small moves, like a whole, like
A slew of moves. Absolutely.
yeah.
Because
And
people in the draft that great to build a championship core just via the draft.
no, and look, they got Ivy was a top 5 pick, Austin was a top 5 pick, Durant was a lottery pick, K was a number 1 pick. Like that's four, like the way the draft is set up, it's supposed to be like Ron Holland was a 5 pick. The way the draft is set up, it's supposed to be like that, where
Yes.
you get this, but that it never works out like that. And just to the Ivy point, I just don't think him and K fit exactly. Like for them to go up and win more games, yes, some of that of them gelling and figuring out their speed, but a lot of that is Cade is for sure your orchestrator of everything. He's the on-ball guy. Beasley's off the side shooting. Durant's rolling to the rim. Austin's playing defense, playing off the ball. Holland's playing off the ball. Ivy is a ball in hand creator guy.
Yes.
I don't know if they can both reach their potential and figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, again, man, it's just again, we're speaking as Ivy guys. I love Jaden Ivey. I don't want to see him traded, but the reality is, I don't think they can both reach their full potential. And again, if Jaden Duren is hurt right now, the way Ivy is, we're not playing better without him. We're not.
No,
we're not.
He's been great.
Not.
He took some time to get there, but he's been great.
If Malik Beasley is out the way Jaden Ivey, we're not gonna be better without. So to me, it's like it's so rare in the NBA to be in a position where you could trade a player who it currently is not impacting winning and losing, and he could be the centerpiece of a trade to get you something good. That almost never happens. So again, let's see how the playoffs go.
And you got two big needs. I know we're gonna move on in a second, but you got two big needs. You need a point guard, and you need a floor spacing big. Those are two needs you have. You don't need another wing ball handling creator. So why hold on to one?
Yeah,
if he's a centerpiece of a trade to get somebody else, why hold on to him?
All right, so now we're going to segue. We're going to come back to the NBA. Now we're going to segue to something that's very dear and personal to me. Saturday, we're going to talk a little NHL, y'all. Alexander Ovechkin, great 8 for the Washington Capitals. He broke the career all-time leading goal scored record held by my idol, Wayne Gretzky. And listen, I know a lot of people that probably watch this don't follow hockey much, maybe some Detroiters, because of the success the Red Wings had for so long throughout the 90s and early 2000s. Wayne Gretzky, without a doubt, is in my top 10 all-time athletes of all time per any sport. I love watching him. Growing up in Detroit, we get Canadian broadcast television. So in Detroit, we can see the main channel.
You got it. Back when so we're gonna have some younger people.
Yes.
Before you had this streaming, y'all can get every single y'all can watch the third Russian skee ball league. Back when he was growing up, and I caught a little bit of that. I'm not gonna say act like I'm young, but I'm way younger than him. It was 3 channels. It was 2 knobs. It was a knob to turn the TV on, and it was a knob with 2, 4, 6, 10, and I think 20 was on it.
Yes.
I don't know why it skipped between 10 and 20, but that's what it was on the TV. It was a big box. The speaker was up under the knobs, and one of them channels you can get Canadian broadcast. Black and white too, yeah.
Black and white, big black and white. Yeah, you're not watching. Yeah, so just in general, there was only 3 national networks: CBS, ABC, NBC. And then in Detroit,
I would like to know the number of televisions stole during that
day. They got to be strong, brother, because them picture tubes was heavy.
They had to weigh like a kiloton, like
them picture tubes. Yeah. There's not these flat screens you got today, man. Like my 14-year-old daughter can pick up one of those.
Ezel running down the street with a flat screen. Ezel can run down the street with a flat screen, fam. No, no.
That's how
I
you
can
the
lift.
picture tubes.
I got an 80-inch TV. I'm staring at it right now. I can lift that thing by myself, not safely, but I can lift it and run with it by myself if I really need to. These TVs is like 30 inches and sitting on the
Yes.
ground, and it was
Yes.
made with wood around it. It was. I would love to see the American numbers on how many B&Es breaking and entries had a TV stolen from them.
Yeah,
I
I
would
would
guess
think not.
zero.
Yeah, I would guess not many, man. They just it's just too much time required to steal this big ass picture tube. So yeah, so we only had 3 channels. Well, we had 5 actually. So we had 3 national ones. We had 3 local ones. Channel 20 was in the Detroit area. Channel 50 and Channel 62. We're all located in the Detroit area. But living in Detroit, we also got Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, which is CBC Channel 9. So we got Canadian broadcast, and they showed Hockey Night in Canada every
Not to
Saturday.
be confused with the BBC channel. The British Broadcasting Channel.
Correct. Over in England. Correct.
Yeah.
Over in England.
There's the CBC.
Yes. This is a CBC. Canadian
Not to be confused with
Broadcasting.
Christian Brothers College either, with a great Larry Hughes and Jason Tatum, Justin Tatum went to. Not the BBC
Correct.
or the CBC. Not that CBC. Definitely not the BBC. It was the CBC, the Canadian Broadcasting Channel. Yes.
Yes. Canadian Broadcasting Company Corporation. Yes. So they showed, Hockey Night in Canada was their feature sports television program every Saturday night. So they would show 2 games. They would show an Eastern Conference game and they would show a Western Conference game that would start like at 10 o'clock at night. So the Edmonton Oilers, who Wayne Gretzky played for, we're a West Coast team. They're in the West Coast time frame. And so I'd be out somewhere, any, friend's house, whatever. And I know the Oilers, because they showed the Oilers almost every week. Wayne Gretzky is like the hugest superstar in the history of the NHL, and one of the few NHL players that actually crossed over and was a major American superstar. And so he was putting up just mind-boggling numbers. But the thing that I loved about him was I'd be over somebody's house and I'd say, man, can we just put on Channel 9 for a second? I'm in inner city Detroit. Nobody black watches hockey. Nobody. And I said, but just put on Channel 9 for a second. And I would say, do me a favor. Just watch 2 minutes and watch number 99. If you don't do nothing to make you watch it, man, we can turn the channel. I swear to God.
What was y'all turning the channel back to?
Man, we was watching Saturday Night Live with Eddie Murphy.
Oh, okay, I'm with them. I'm with them. I'm definitely looking at you like you're crazy then. Like, nah, dog. Eddie's on. What are you talking?
Yeah, we went to Saturday Night Live, and it was more after Eddie came off of there. But anyway, when they would watch him, I swear to you, within a minute and a half, he would do something where people would go, damn, I don't know hockey. But that damn number 99, like, damn, he is something, Mo. Like, he would do something to make a regular person that knows nothing about hockey go, whoa, damn, he is different. And so seeing his record getting broken, it didn't sit well in my spirit at all. And not that Alexander Ovechkin is an all-time great. He earned a record, and he deserves everything that goes with it. It's just like, for me personally, being such a fan of Wayne, seeing his record broken is kind of like finding out for the first time Santa Claus ain't real. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just thought, like, if any record was never going to be broken, I thought Kareem's all-time scoring record would never be broken, and I definitely thought none of Wayne Gretzky's records would be broken. So there's a lot of internet hate on Alexander Ovechkin, and Wayne Gretzky being the epitome of class that he is, and he helped me calm down. Wayne actually went to the last 3 cities where Alexander Ovechkin was getting close to breaking the record, because he wanted to pass the torch. He wanted to support him, and he wanted to show, like, hey, man, like, you're great. You broke my record, and you deserve everything that come with it. And because Wayne approached it the way that he did, that really did calm down my hatred. Because I'm not going to lie to you, it didn't sit well in my spirit, the whole countdown. But, I had to accept it. Grade 8 is a incredible all-time elite goal scorer and player. And he won a Stanley Cup. Like, he done did it the right way. It's good for the game of hockey that somebody can play at that high level for that long. So, congrats to him. And no matter how I feel, I got to accept it and move forward. So from that, we're going to switch up to the NCAA.
No. I had something to add to that.
Because, my fault, brother. Jump in.
No. Because I am from afar. Like,
Yes.
Basketball definitely number one. Football, baseball, even boxing over baseball, even
Ooh, I
soccer over
love boxing.
baseball. Like hockey is on the back end for me. You only got so much bandwidth. We got, you know, it's a new show every week. I'm trying to watch. Like I only got so much. But from afar, I've always liked Ovechkin, especially when he came in the league. He came in very, very heralded as a
Yes.
great player,
Extremely elder.
high
Yes.
draft
Extremely
pick,
elder. Yes.
and I am going to get one of his jerseys just because I want a hockey jersey. I have a old Stevie Y in the back. I need to replenish my Red Wing stuff, but I do want to get an Ovechkin jersey just because he probably is my favorite
Ooh.
player that I watched outside of a Red Wing in the last 25 years or so. But I do want to go back to something you talked about because, and I think this will lead to a great conversation, is that Gretzky went to those 3 games and he is absolutely giving my man all the credit, bigging him
Yes.
up, everything. We don't
Yes.
have that in basketball. Every other sport,
Ooh.
football,
Ooh.
Saquon was on the way to breaking Eric Dickerson record. Go ahead, young fella, do your thing, right? When Brady broke Manning's record, Manning only had it a couple of years. They were direct rivals. Manning still was giving him all the credit. Baseball, Shohei Ohtani just went 50-50, I think, last year, right? All the baseball guys give him all this credit. In basketball, we have literally, we just was talking about it earlier. Shaq was hating on Vic and Chet just today. It's like, Shaq, they don't weigh what you weigh combined. Of course you would have beat, like, it's a different game, brother. I'm sorry. Like, what's the big deal?
Right.
And it's not one way. Like, I can't say it's
Right.
just the old guys, the young guys. JJ Redick with his fraud self. Oh, they were playing against plumbers back then. Yeah, dude, because they was making like $3,200 a year to play
Yes.
basketball. If you
Yes.
were brought up in that time and the option was to play basketball or be an accountant, guess what you would have did? You would have been an accountant,
That was
right?
disrespectful. That was so
Like,
vilely disrespectful by
what are we
JJ Redick.
talking about, dude? Like, why in our sport is so much? And I think it's because it's the majority black sport in everywhere around, and for
Correct.
some
Correct.
reason,
Correct.
it's this crabs in a barrel thing, and it's something we can't get past in the community. And people might not like to hear this, but it's 100% true.
It is.
Our people be hating on each other too much.
For
It's
no
too
reason.
much,
For
bro.
for
For
no
no
reason.
reason.
And it's like nothing that Chet at this point as we speak, when Shaq made those stupid comments, there's nothing Chet nor Victor combined have done to take anything away from Shaq. Like anything.
Yeah,
Shaq is an
yeah.
all-time elite great, first ballot Hall of Famer, top 50 all-time. Like Victor and Chet are not doing anything to take anything away from his legacy. So I don't understand coming at them, disparaging remarks. I don't get it at all. And you know what? We're gonna stay on the NBA. We're gonna come back to the NBA with that topic. It's like the game's not in a good place right now, and on multiple fronts. And I don't understand. I don't understand how older players like Shaq, who is ultra successful. Shaq is an extremely wealthy man that's done great in basketball and done even greater off the court in business. I don't understand how not just Shaq, but a lot of those older players are not bridging the gap and having a better relationship with the younger generation. I don't understand it. Like I don't understand the unneeded, unwarranted criticism of the younger generation. I have no problem with a critique and then offering a solution. Like, hey, I don't like this, but I think if they did this, it would work better. But just the downright hatred and just despicable comments, I don't understand why they do it. And this, and basketball for sure has the worst. And it's not close. It's not close.
Yeah, no, and at some point, I'm hoping something changes. So I don't see it. I just think this is the game that we're in, and it would help some. And at the same time, to climb these food chains, and these are the jungle of human behavior, right? Like is working in the workplace. Those are the food chain that you know is really kill or be killed in competitive sports. are at the highest of that. And I get that they're competitive. I get that this is trash talk is a large part of our
Absolutely.
game
Absolutely.
and a part of the essence of it. It just now, you know, with the internet, all this stuff can travel so far. And
So
to be quite
fast.
honest with you, hating can get you paid now.
Yes. There's definitely
I
a lane
mean,
for it. There's no
yeah,
doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. There's a lane for it where you can be marketable and make money from it, you know. And so
like like Nick Wright, and I hope I don't have to come to this because I think we're gonna get the pod going. I think we're gonna stick with it for years to come, just to see, just because we like doing it. It ain't necessarily about a
absolutely.
check or nothing like that. But
But
Nick
but if
Wright,
they paying, we want that
yeah,
money too. Just
yeah, that's
don't
what I'm
don't
saying,
get it
and
twisted.
that's my
Don't get it
point.
twisted.
Like,
Don't get it twisted. They paying. I want that money too.
yeah, no, I'm gonna get that gun. I'm gonna get that money. Um, but Nick Wright, like his whole premise of how he got on was, I'm gonna big up LeBron and say LeBron's great and LeBron is the greatest. Whoop de doo, like that was a hard limb to jump out on. But while in doing that, I am going to poo and I'm going to step on the backs of everything else that came through basketball. Jordan, LeBron,
Yeah.
Magic,
Yeah. Yeah.
Steph Curry, anything else. If it's in the way of LeBron, I'm going to step on it because LeBron has a fan base that will prop me up and lift me up. Shannon Sharp did a whole 360. When Shannon Sharp first was getting on first take, or not first take, but
That first eight.
whatever the show
Undisputed.
was.
Yes.
Yeah,
Undisputed
yeah.
with Skip Bayless.
Uh, Jordan was a great. Jordan was a
Yes.
GOAT. I mean,
Yeah. Yes. Yes, he
now
was.
LeBron
Yes.
is. And somebody actually said it on one of the shows, like, yeah, I think he said it, like he's getting the clutch checks. And it's like, I guess, like, it comes to a philosophical question, like, do human beings actually have a soul or not? Like, are we just a living being, or like, how are you selling a soul if you don't have one? You know?
Right. Right.
But yeah, it's disappointing a lot of times, and I just think it's in excess with social media.
Yes. Yes.
But
Yes.
how many times people voicing it with podcasts? I mean, it's hard for me to poo-poo it much when I'm sitting here recording one and we're not just on the phone no more. But
Right.
it is what it is, man. Like we got to get less of that, more celebration of the game, of all things about the game. The guys that came before us, the guys now, the guys in the future.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
it'd be a more enjoyable experience.
For everybody. For everybody. I mean, the thing is this, man. I just don't understand how people that that work covering the game or a part of the game, why the goal isn't to grow the game. Like the ultimate goal, if you're a part of the NBA in any shape, form, or fashion, it should be to grow the game. You know what I mean? And I just don't understand the bickering and the disrespect doesn't grow the game. You know what I mean? And again, if people are being honest about it, stuff about different takes, I can feel it. But to say blatantly disrespectful things for clicks and views and that kind of thing is that to me should be beneath people. But wrap that up, man. Like the game's not in a good place, and we're gonna talk about that in another episode. But the game's not in a good place right now, and there's a lot of people, quite a few people to blame, and we're gonna get into that another time. But yeah, it's not in a good place right now, and it's to me, there's some low hanging fruit that can help it, but there are some larger issues that's gonna take a lot of moving parts to kind of fix. So now we're gonna segue back into NCAA women's basketball. The national championship was yesterday, and I was pulling hard for South Carolina, man. I love Dawn Staley as a coach. Loved her as a player, man. She was tough as a player. She was a player's coach as a point guard. She put in so much work at Virginia with the U.S. Olympic team, multi-time gold medalist. She was doing her thing in the WNBA. Even with all that said, I didn't see her becoming an all-time great coach. Like right now, if Dawn Staley retired, she is an all-time women's basketball coach. I didn't think I'd see that. She started out at Temple, and she did okay at Temple. She's from Philly, but
She
I
was
didn't see
playing
it.
and coaching.
Yeah, I didn't see her getting a program. First of all, I didn't think she'd stay at South Carolina that long. I thought she was going to use South Carolina as a stepping stone to go to a bigger program. She totally shocked me. She turned South Carolina into a powerhouse. And
Mm-hmm.
so man, like, and I love the way she does it. You know, I love how she connects with her players, the relationships. Like basketball is is so much more to basketball than just rolling the balls out and telling anybody to play. The relationships within basketball is a central part of the success and the failure of teams. And just her philosophy, how she relates to her players, you know, how they play. Like I am marveled at Dawn Staley as a coach. I admire her and I study her. And yesterday, you know, I'm gung ho, ready for South Carolina to get her fourth national championship. And Gino Ariama, who is the GOAT, let's make it clear, it's close. Either Pat Summitt at Tennessee or Gino Ariama. One of those two are to go. You know, like 7, 8. I think Gino just won his number 12 national championship. Pat Summitt has 8. Both are just titans of coaching, not women's basketball, just coaching, period. I studied Gino Ariama. I'm not a fan of his personality at all, but I'm a fan of his success. And me and Jerome are both coaches. And what we understand as coaches, and just the thinking part of it, is that if you look at winning programs, and it could be across any sport, there's principles that each one of those programs have that's instructed by the coach. And so to see somebody like Gino Ariama have that much success, we know the success that he's acquired is from the day-to-day brick building that he does in his program. Like we see the games. The games is the tip of the iceberg. All the preparation, the practices, the weight training, the film study, all that stuff is underneath the iceberg, underneath the water. Because of all that, they get the win. So again, though I'm not a fan of Gino's his personality, I highly, highly respect his commitment to winning and how he's ran that program so great and so long. It was hurtful to see South Carolina just get absolutely body slammed yesterday. So I was surprised. I thought South Carolina was a better team. I thought South Carolina had better players, but UConn had a relentlessness and ferociousness about them. And I'm happy to see Paige Bucher get come back from a devastating ACL injury to come back and win national championship. You know, she's great for the game of basketball. She's going to do big things in the WNBA. She pays homage to the women that came before her. I find it really ironic how great Paige is. That, and we can talk about this another time, Rome. How great Paige is. She doesn't have the groundswell of support from Middle America the way Caitlin Clark does. We'll talk about that another day. But it's just surprising because this girl had an ACL injury, worked her way back, man. And then 2 years after having a devastating, almost career-ending injury, she wins a national championship. And she does it with the flag.
That's where I wanted to start at with Paige, because I sent a post earlier, and she in a class that includes Angel Reese, Cameron Brink, Caitlin Clark, 𝐀𝐫𝐭𝐒𝐞𝐲, Diamond Johnson, Haley Van Lith,
yes,
and Sydney Parrish. She was the number 1 player in that class.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
and the girls' game has gone so far.
Oh my God.
It really is a true,
Oh my
really
God,
good,
man.
pure game still. I think a lot of that is going to get infiltrated as far as the money get involved. It's come a long way. I turned the game off in the second quarter just because I seen the blowout coming and just a lot of stuff moving. But big, like I wanted to start with UConn because, you know, to the victor the spoils. Like you said, Gino is out cold, and I think you need those 2 powerhouses or 3 or 4 powerhouses to fill that gap that Caitlin, that Caitlin didn't bring. I think that in the future, if we can get some more branding behind these girls earlier before they get to college, the way the guys is, you know, a lot of these high school guys, they're coming out early and they don't have to stay for 4 years. They stay 1 year and then they go, they become stars at the college level quickly, because in high school there's so much
it was built
behind
up.
Yeah, but the girls' game is trending up. The way the rights and TV time is divvied up now with shows being streamed, or I think more money is going to get put into it. The girls' college game draws very, very well, and UConn getting back to that level is
different
kind of what
sport.
the doctor ordered. And I do want
Real
to circle
talk.
back to this. Dawn Staley's on the short list of people on my wish list to get on here.
Yes.
The basketball acumen, the years in the game, she's seen it all. You can't tell the story of the history of the game without a large segment on Dawn Staley as a player or a coach now. But Dawn be fly, man.
Yeah.
Dawn on the sideline, dog. Like,
she got a
Dawn
style,
be
brother.
fly.
Yeah, man. She got a
like,
style, brother. Yeah, she got a style,
like,
man. She got a style.
And you know me, I pride myself on staying in a lane of, I'm gonna have some nice pants, I'm gonna have my coaching shirt, but them kicks gonna be fly. Every time I step out there, win, lose, or draw, my kick's gonna be on point. And she just like, she take my little thing and she's going to a whole nother level. Like the other day, she showed up in a Louis Vuitton fit. And it's like, dog, why can't the men's coaches do this? Like, and
she's fly, man. She like her dress code, and she likes to keep her kicks tight, man. Like she has an image, man.
The whole
you know what I'm saying?
the whole fit got to be
absolutely.
tight. Everything got to be A1.
Yeah,
and what's the woman's? I forget her name all the time. The woman's coach at LSU. She's always wearing some wild stuff. Sometimes she hits.
Oh
she
my
hit or
God.
miss. Every once in a while,
it's a shame I forgot her name. 𝐀𝐫𝐭𝐤𝐞𝐬𝐥𝐲.
Yeah, man.
She played at Louisiana Tech.
Yeah,
she was at Baylor for a long time. Won a national championship at Baylor with Brittany Griner. Left Baylor and she turned to a powerhouse and went to Louisiana State. She's from Louisiana. Played at Louisiana Tech.
No.
𝐀𝐫𝐭𝐤𝐞𝐬𝐥𝐲.
She's tight. She's a very good coach too. And she, like I said, she be on the sideline fly as well. But every once in a while, I be looking like, man, what is like?
You
missed that shot. You missed that shot.
She definitely. I give 𝐀𝐫𝐿𝐞𝐬𝐥𝐲 credit, and I don't agree with. Not trying to be harsh on her, but she has a
going
way
down that road. I mean, that's we it's gonna take us to something else, though. Don't even go there.
Right.
Don't even go there.
Let me just say this.
Just go down that road.
Just her dress code. I'm gonna say just her dress code.
She's a great coach. Yeah.
I appreciate that she definitely has a style. I don't agree with it most of the time, but she definitely has a style. And definitely is her charisma, her flavor, her style definitely adds to women's basketball. There's people that watch LSU play, they want to see what 𝐀𝐫𝐿𝐞𝐬𝐥𝐲's wearing, amongst other things. But that's good for the game. And so me and you are both high school coaches. I tell high school age players and younger, I love the NBA. And it's not, I love it. Even in today, the state is in right now, I love the NBA. I watch the NBA. Whether the Pistons are doing good or not, I love the NBA. But I tell young players, study the women's game because that's more pure of a game because they're not athletic. So the women can't take the shortcuts that high-level men can because they're not athletic. They got to set better screens. They got to cut hard to the basketball. They got to be in help side position. They can't cheat. They can't take shortcuts because of athleticism. So,
I just think in men's sport overall, like some of the personality, like that's what they're showing their personality. And I think, like, right or wrong, you can agree with it or not, they're showing their personality. And now, in every sport, like you talk about one of your favorites, Earl Weaver, tons of personality.
Yes. Sparky Anderson, Billy Martin, New York Yankees. He's fighting players.
Like Rex Ryan and Buddy Ryan, tons of personality. Rex Ryan had personality, and now we just got these
bland,
CEO buttoned up. They don't want to say nothing controversial. It's like, dude, listen. As long as you don't hurt nobody, like people got to understand this. As long as you don't hurt nobody, or you're not actually committing a crime, if you say something that's like going to get you 15 seconds of social media retweets and some people making fun of you, it's okay, bro. Because some news story is coming up in like the next hour that's going to push you out the way. Like, let's get some personality back into the men's coach. Like Steve Spurrier. Spurrier had all the personality.
Yes.
Agree with it or like Gino personality or not. He has one.
Yes.
What is John Shire's personality? I like John Shire. He's a great guy. And I think he has a personality. It's just now in the game, all of these people are like You
A
can't do this. You
robot.
can't say you got to be
Yeah.
a robot. Don't offend no. Like, come on, man. Give me some honesty every once. Greg Popovich has honesty with him. Steve Kerr has
Yes.
honesty with
Yes.
him. Even
Yes.
Tom Thibodeau, he's a grunt. That's his personality.
Right.
Give me back
But
some
he is.
guys with some personality.
Yeah, I definitely think that the game needs that. The thing I always live by, man, as long as it's authentic, it's all good.
That's
It's all
it.
good. Just be authentic, man. Just be authentic, and whatever
Yeah.
that is, man. Because
And
I
I
just
think
think
that's the part that's the part that messes because Mike Krzyzewski was buttoned up like that from the get go. But that's who he
yes,
is on camera. That's
yes,
who he is most of the
yes,
time.
yes,
Now, from
yes.
what I heard from stories in practice, it's a lot of MFs and Fs
Yeah,
and Bs and
he's very
yes,
profane laced. He's very profane
flown.
in practice. Yes,
But
yes,
that's who his personality is. At dinner, if you see him just out, a lot of these coaches, man, they're different people. Kelvin Sampson, he's from the old school. He has some personality. I just wish more of these guys weren't so afraid of letting their personality show, and they could take steal a little bit out of the women's playbook and be who they are. It's okay.
yes, yes. I tend to agree with you, and it's definitely I think it's needed for sure, man. It's just I just think it'll add a little bit more spice, a little bit more seasoning to the overall product, and make the overall product better. So now we're gonna wrap this up. We're gonna come with the NBA awards, and Jerome is in our group message, and I know them haters gonna get mad when I say this, but Jerome is really the resident NBA head, of being on top of the NBA more than others. By him coaching high level EYBL, he's had the benefit of seeing a lot of these NBA players where they were sophomores and juniors in high school and saw their development and saw what they turned out to. So he has a little bit more of a working knowledge of the current NBA. And so I'm gonna do my NBA awards too. But right now, we're gonna let JD do his NBA awards, starting from coach of the year all the way down to the most improved player. Floor is yours, big dog.
All right, so I don't have none of that he just mentioned, right? So I got all NBA, first, second, and third team. I got MVP, and I got my awards that I'm handing out. Okay, so
Yes, let's do that.
first team, I don't think is any way, shape, or form assailable. SGA at the 1, Spider at the 2, Jason Tatum at the 3, Giannis at the 4, Jokic at the 5. And I still try to do.
Before you go any further,
Yeah.
let me just make this clear for the novices. Now, when the media picks the All NBA team, is it still by position or is it by position grouping?
No, it's completely positionless now. They can vote,
Okay.
and I still
Okay.
and that's what I'm gonna say. I still put mine by position just because that's how I was raised.
Yes,
That's how the game was structured.
It was like
okay,
that for
bro.
It was like that for like 65 years, but keep going.
Yeah, and it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, just a history lesson. Patrick Ewing, Hakeem Olajuwon, David Robinson. Give me another center in the '90s.
Alonzo Mourning,
Alonzo
Shaq,
Mourning, Dikembe Mutombo, Shaq. All these guys were in the league at the same time. Only 3 of them can make All NBA.
It wasn't no, Shaq's gonna be the center, and then David Robinson, who's never been a power forward, is gonna be the power forward. There's 3 All NBA teams, bro. There's gonna be 3 centers.
And Tim Duncan's the center. We'll get to that later on. That's my first team. SGA, Spider, Tatum, Giannis, Jokic. I think that's consensus across the board. I think that it is. Second team will get you some wiggle room.
That's a very good first team. That's a very good first team.
That's the first
pretty
team.
much on board.
I'm not listening. Save your emails. Like, I'm not listening to anything different. If that's not the first team, you something wrong.
Yeah. Second team.
My second team. Steph Curry at the 1, Anthony Edwards at the 2, 𝐀𝐫𝐭𝐤𝐞𝐢𝐞𝐳 at the 3. First time making second team All NBA. LeBron James at the 4. I think he's been excellent this year. It's absolutely incredible. And Alperen Sengun. Questionable. Houston Rockets center. Questionable, but they're going to finish with the 2 seed.
Houston is rolling. Let's make that clear.
He's their best player.
Houston
they're going to finish with the 2 seed. They're going to finish with the top 4 seed in the league. You finish top 4, I'm putting one of your players in the first and second team. Period.
Correct. You're not. Now, before you go any further, real quick, you are doing the same thing as the media. So, for example, because you haven't said Luka Doncic's name yet, and similar to the real awards, you have to play in the required number of games, 65, to be eligible for postseason awards. You're doing that as well with your teams, correct?
Well, it's funny. A couple people did studies on this. Like they put in the rule, and it was a little bit of wiggle room, like 62, 63. Most guys had to play around there to win any award in history anyway. So, I mean, the rule put it explicitly, and they try to like get the players' attention. Like, yo, don't think you get anything. But the media has always self-policed that way, and I just don't think. Look, even with the time Lakers, he's been with the Lakers. He hasn't been. I've been playing at an All NBA time, at an All NBA level with the Lakers. He hasn't.
No,
He's been really, really
not
good.
consistently. Not consistently.
No, not consistently. Yeah, he's been really, really
ups and
good.
downs. There's ups and downs.
He's not been All NBA level. I'm sorry,
Not
brother.
consistently. No. So for the record though, for your NBA, for mine, I'm doing that. My All NBA is if you're not playing the 65 games, none of my All NBA list. Are you doing the same thing?
I'm not gonna be as harsh as the NBA. If somebody plays 60 and they were just that out cold, they just caught an ankle in December and they come right back and get back on that, I'm not gonna do that like going forward. This year wasn't a problem. Not for me at least. And it was a little bit of debate on Jalen Brunson or Steph Curry, and I went with Steph just because lately he's been carrying the team, carrying Golden State to another level, and Brunson's been out. So I went Brunson, third team point guard, Tyrese Halliburton at the 2, Jaylen Brown at the 3, Karl Anthony Towns at the 4, and Evan Mobley at the 5. That's been those are my 3 All NBA teams.
Very solid picks. Very solid picks.
Yeah.
The next awards. Now, who do you have for the MVP?
The MVP is Shea. Jokic is clearly the best player in the league. They're running away at a historic level. They're going to win 65 games. It's incredible. Winning 60 usually gets you the MVP.
Yes. Winning 65, I would just guess, and I'm very knowledgeable of the history of the league. I don't think 12 teams have won 65 games. I don't think it's been 12.
And their point differential is the highest.
The point differential is big. Yes. So now, listen, Ron, I want you to explain this to the people. Explain to our family. What do you take in consideration, you personally, for the MVP of the league? What do you look at? What are the factors that you look at when you name your MVP?
Impact. Showing up in big national televised games is a big thing for me. There's a different feel when ESPN and TNT is in the building, and all players will tell you that.
Yes.
The big time matchups, showing up and winning those matchups, showing up and being the guy. Oklahoma City has went through a ton of injuries. Isaiah Hartenstein missed extended period of time. Chet missed extended period of time. The other all-star on the team, Jalen Williams, missed extended period of time, and he's been the one consistent. I think he's still leading the league in scoring. I think he's like top 10 in steals, rebounds at a good rate. Like he's just been that dude, man. And when you have the record and the record is like sewn up that far away, you get the vote. You get my vote.
You get the perks. You get my vote for sure.
And I would be lying to you and saying, like, say Jokic had 0 MVP, if they both had no MVPs, or even if Jokic had 1, I think Jokic would get that vote for me.
I do too. I do too.
Because you have 3 of them already. It's like, bro, some of these rings got to match the MVPs.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like your
MVP
count can't get like more than 2 of your ring count. Like Steve Nash is lambasted because he has 2 MVPs and no rings. It makes no sense.
Don't get me started on him.
It makes no sense.
To back up your point, historically, and this is true, you can be the best player in the league and not have the best season. So, for example,
that's the thing with Jokic. I don't mean to cut you off, but that's the thing.
Yes, he's the
There's
best player
an
in the
argument
league.
for him not having the best season, but like he just went on the stretch. He's averaging like 45, 13, and 12, and they lost all 3 games.
There's no debate. He's the best player in the league. Now that doesn't mean you have the best season. The MVP is given to somebody who's having the best season. When Michael Jordan played, especially from probably 90 on, he was the best player in the league and it wasn't close. And I think he won 4 in the 90s, probably should have won 5 or 6. There's a little bit of voter fatigue. But again, 93, using 93, for example, I think Charles Barkley was more deserving of the award than Michael Jordan was. He wasn't a better player. But I thought he was more deserving. So to bring it back home to you, I can understand why Nikola Jokic is the best player in the NBA, and it's not close. That does not mean he's having the best season. I do think SGA is having a better season than him. So your MVP is there. What are your next awards?
So I got a couple made up awards. We got a total of 4. All right. And we got 5. I'm gonna break it down to you. Like
For the
this.
people.
For the people. We got an award called New Phone Who This. That award I'm giving to somebody who has outplayed their contract and about to hit a payday. And who I nominated and I think should win that award is Naz Reid. Naz Reid is going to get $170 million plus this summer.
Yep.
Period.
Outside of a hardcore NBA follower, they have no clue who Naz Reid is.
And that's why it's New Phone Who This. Because when he signed that, there's gonna be people calling and they got the email. You know how you get the email, you got the iMessage, and people can still reach you no matter what the phone number is. Like, I got a new phone, man. Who is this? Like, you lose all the contact, you just go get a new phone and like, nah, I don't need you to transfer nothing. I'm gonna just take this just like it is. New Phone Who This? Naz Reid.
Yeah, that's he's gonna get a lot of people called. He's gonna get paid. Naz Reid's about to get paid.
This next award, I like to call I See You Young Fella. For somebody that's like year 1, year 2, maybe even year 3 sometime that's on the come up that I think people need to take another look at. And I'm gonna go with AJ Johnson. My man Tat coached him for the NBL team, the Lara Hawks. Tat just won a championship. Big up to my dog. And he won Coach of the Year. He just won a championship with that team. But he coached AJ Johnson, who is a rookie in the NBA, and he's in Washington now. And here lately, he has really been playing well. And I think people need to take heed to that because depending on what Washington do with the with the top pick that they get, I think they're going to get top 3 pick for sure. He's going to be an integral part of what they're doing forward. They might have some cooking if they land Mr. Flag with that. Change some other things up, they might have something going.
Right.
My next award is I wasn't familiar with your game. This is somebody that, came on the scene and I didn't quite know they could do that. Even though he's been in some high profile teams, I'm gonna give it to Malik Beasley. He been balling. He been absolutely balling. He been balling, man.
I Trajan Landon hit a lick side of him, man. That was a great signing.
Yeah, he's like second to only Steph in like three-pointers this year. He hit over 300 threes. There's only been like 5 guys to do it. Steph did it like 6 times. Clay, to give you perspective on everything, Steph did it like 6 times. Clay and Harden only did it once. And Malik Beasley's in that class now. So I think the Pistons going to have to pay him this summer.
Yes.
And I think he's a great running mate with K because he can play off the ball. He defends. He got size. He fits however. He can get 9 shots one night. He didn't get 22 shots one night. He's going to do his job.
And he'll play the same effort. His effort's not going to change how many shots he gets. So great signing. Love him. I love him winning that award.
This next award, I like to big up my older brother, James. He came up with this acronym. I'm not going to explain it. It's either you know or you don't. The HAN award. I'm going to get at the Daryl Morey. And shout out to Merck, our homeboy Merck, who's from Philly. He's a Philadelphia Eagles fan and a Sixers fan. Where we divided is on the Sixers.
He loves Philly, man. He loves his Philly teams, man. The death do they part.
I told him what was going to happen the day that they brought Daryl Morey in, that it was going to end like this. And now it's over. And $600 had to be $601. Merck had to pay me because he believed that this team could make the Eastern Conference Finals. That team ain't going to make the play-in this year. All right? Daryl Morey is a joke. He believes
Yeah.
basketball is played through spreadsheets. He
Yep.
doesn't believe in team chemistry. He doesn't believe these people are human beings. He believes that they are a computer program, and you can put this guy, take this guy from this situation, put him in this spot, and he's going to hit 39% of these shots over here. And we put that into the equation, we get this many rebounds over here, and we get this many points in the paint, and then we get wins. That's not basketball. That's not
It's
how
not.
basketball should be played. That's not the intention of the game. Basketball has way more flavor, essence, and is played by real people.
Moving
Played by
parts, man.
real people.
A lot of moving parts. And me and you both believe analytics and data plays a role in basketball. Well,
It's a great tool.
It's a tool. It's not basketball, but it's a tool that you can use to help make decisions, how you formulate your roster, the type of way you want to play. It's a tool. There's nothing wrong with data. Data gives you real feedback to what you want to do. There's nothing wrong with that. Me and you
The
both
guy
believe
said
in
in the press conference that he's asked AI questions and helped make a decision off of it. I'm a teacher. I'm telling my kids, like, don't use AI. Seek the knowledge yourself. Do the information. Do the legwork yourself and try that way. AI is great. It is here to stay. It's a tool, too.
it's a tool.
You should be basing decisions off of AI. What
No,
are you talking
man.
about?
Yeah, I mean, again, man, and it's like I'm so upset because, and we're gonna talk about this in another episode of just how prevalent analytics has taken over the NBA and the style of play with so many 3-pointers. Me and you both believe in the 3-point shot. We also
You
believe
have
in
to.
the best shot is a made shot, not the distance.
That's what I believe in. Yeah.
Not the distance is when you make it. And so, I'm so angry at Daryl Morey and his kind because it's like the thing I don't understand is typically when a team wins a championship, people copycat the champion because they see that it works. Daryl Morey has never even been to the finals. So I don't understand what success that people are looking at to want to copy.
Yeah.
I think he's been to the conference finals twice. So why is he so heralded? And again, man, like me and you are both proponents of analytics. We think analytics is a tool, a good tool, and a resource, but it's not basketball. You know what I mean? So it is one piece to help you evaluate basketball. It's important, but again, this is not a video game, man. Like these are real people, real emotions. Like there's so many things, there's so many layers to how the game is played and what people are going through while they're playing the game. It's not just numbers. And so I won't lie to you. I'm very happy seeing his demise. And when he's fired from Philly, it's going to be a moment of joy for me. I want to see Daryl Morey fired in a public and gruesome fashion because he's earned it.
Off with his head. Not in that way. It's a joke. Speaking of firing, my last award, my favorite award, because this is going to be able to be a running theme for forever. I'm going to be able to do this with every season, any sport we talk about. Calling 2 men in the truck. Because, brother, you getting up out of town. You are leaving. All right? And this is the NBA. A lot of people going to be leaving. But I'm telling you right now, these 2 guys, I got 2 guys. I would have 3, but I'll explain why I don't have 3 in a second. These 2 guys will be leaving town no matter what. And from your neck of the woods. Mike Budenholzer and Kevin Durant, y'all are out of there.
Yeah, they done.
Y'all out of there. Maybe y'all can get a group special on the 2 men in the truck. Because hopefully, y'all might be headed to 2 separate locations. Mike Budenholzer headed to the vacation house. Kevin Durant going to another job somewhere because he still got value. Now, I'm not calling 3 because the third person had a no trade clause, and they would fly his stuff out of there on Delta Airlines jet if they could, but they can't. And that's Brad Beal. Brad Beal is happy with getting his money, and I met Brad Beal a couple times. I coached for his organization a couple years ago. He's a really good dude. Not gonna lie about that part. But what's going on in Phoenix does not look good. This doesn't look good on his resume. It doesn't look good on Coach Bud. It don't look good on Kevin Durant. But most importantly, it don't look good on Matt Ishbia because this is going to be what his 3rd or 4th coach.
His 4th coach. This is going to be his 4th
coach in 4 years.
Yes,
that's insane.
Yeah, you gotta have stability at the top, man. And so
Yeah,
like he's flying by the seat of his pants.
yeah.
He's calling the shots, man. So now they're gonna try to break it down with no assets to rebuild it. You traded all
No,
the
and
assets getting Bill and Durant.
listen, what you do is now you become the Wizards East or Wizards West. You trade Booker, you trade Durant. Brad,
You
you
get
gonna
all
stay?
the
Here you
yep,
go, Chief. Balls in
yep,
your hands. Get the assets back. Draft some guys. Manage your money. Amnesty Brad last year or whatever they got to do. But that for Phoenix to have that payroll, the second highest payroll in the league,
yeah,
and they're
that's
not going to make the
disgusting.
play-in, and the Sacramento Kings are not even trying to make. They don't even want, and I don't know what they're doing either. That's another discussion because they basically the Bulls West, like it's just
Right,
the Wizards
right.
and the Bulls just have relocated and they turn into something else. Like it's the weirdest thing of all time. But they're not really legitimately trying to win nothing.
No,
That's why
no.
they traded Fox, and they fired Mike Brown, who would have got them solidly in the playoffs. They just kept everything rolling. They probably would be like a 60. Why couldn't they be a 60 this year? But that's
Right.
beside the point. Phoenix Suns, with that payroll, they're not even going to make the play-in this year. That is
That's
absolutely
unbelievable.
despicable.
Yeah, that
Anybody
is,
that's a
man.
true
That
competitor in
is.
basketball will be looking at it as a slap in the face. But the only thing I'm
Yes.
hearing from over there is excuses and finger
Yes.
pointing, and it
Yes.
wasn't our fault. We need this
Yes.
different. And I'm good with
Yes.
my paycheck. My life is great. All that is BS, man. Like, come on, bro. Be a competitor. Be a
Yes.
competitor, man. Are you a
Yes.
competitor or not? Do you play?
There's
You play just for the money? Like, if
there's
the
no
money wasn't involved, you wouldn't be a hooper.
there's no way Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal should have not at least be a 10 seed. At
Come
least.
on, man.
To not even
Come
be in
on.
the play-in, to be 11th or lower that's despicable. That's really a that's you can't forgive that. Like that's just, it needs to be blown up. All signs are pointing to that they're gonna blow it up. And so it needs to. And they're gonna keep Bill around. And I'm guessing probably the last year of his deal, he's gonna get something sick, like $60 million or something. The last year deal. They'll probably amnesty that and then just move forward on. So I'm not a Phoenix.
No,
I live
and
in the
we talked
Phoenix
about it
area,
before.
but I'm not a
And I
Phoenix
know we got to
fan.
get out of here. I know we got
That's
to
all
wrap it
good.
up. But they talk about people like us that's criticizing them and stuff like that. And whoa, you're so hard on the whoop and people be hate. Listen, bro, and I know we talked about hating earlier, but this ain't hating when you out of the play
No,
in, you got the second highest
yeah,
payroll.
no.
And
That's
furthermore,
critique.
all of this is what the money's for, my brother.
Yes,
That's
yes,
what the $55 million that you're getting for.
yes,
And all three of
yes.
them, I think Book's getting like 44, KD's getting like 48, and Brad's getting like 52 this year. That's what the money for, my guy.
Yep,
This is
yep.
what
But you
comes
said
with it. Because
yes,
if we don't do this, it's not as much money involved. There's not as much tension on the sport. So this is
right.
what the money comes in at.
Yep.
So
You can't have it
do
both
the
ways.
Scrooge McDuck. Just dive off the diving board into
Into
like
your
a
cat.
pool of gold coins and just put the gold coins in your ear and say, I don't
Don't
hear it.
listen. Don't listen.
Whatever.
All right, now we're gonna wrap up on that one. Listen, this was a really great show. Really fun to get it back going again. We're gonna try to bring this to you once a week. We might have some smaller episodes depending on what's happened, like a really great playoff game. We talk on the phones. Like, why talk on the phone? Let's just bring it to the people. So, um, Rob, you got anything you want to say to the people, man, to get them excited or let them know that we're gonna be doing this weekly?
Shit. I mean, I usually don't curse, but I don't know, man. Just listen, critique. We're not getting paid, so you criticize us. We're not gonna take it as any kind of judgmental thing. We're gonna get better. I'm gonna get my office set back up, so I'm not doing this from a couch. It's gonna get back to how we want to do it.
Yes.
So just give us time. Hope you enjoyed it, and see you next week or later on this week, hopefully.
Later on this week, hopefully. So thanks for tuning in. We're going to try to bring this to you consistently, the best that we know how. We out.
Thank you for watching the Sho Nuff. This episode was brought to you by the good folks over at MoeDee's Basketball. We appreciate you watching. Please subscribe, comment, and like the show. And be sure to visit our website, www.moedeesbasketball.org. Also follow us on our social media pages. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/MoeDee's Basketball. Follow us on Instagram at MoeDee's Basketball. Follow us on Twitter at MoeDee's B-Ball, MoeDeesBBALL. And if you need to contact us directly, please don't be shy. Contact us at MauriceTaylor@MoeDees.com. Thanks again. See you next show. We out.